Unpopular opinion incoming. That's how I feel about Jessica Jones. I can't. It just sucks.
See, Colin's wrong all over the place tonight.
No, that show fucking sucks, dude. Like, that show sucks. Here, let me give you a synopsis of any episode of Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones storms into location A, throws a fit, leaves, storms into location B, throws a fit, leaves, storms into location C, throws a fit, fucks somebody, credits roll. 5 stars.
Colin didn't stick with it long enough to actually find the goodness.
How long am I supposed to stick with a fucking show before it gets good?
I don't know. Maybe the show isn't supposed to remind you so much of your ex-girlfriends.
Whoa!
Before
Shots fired!
It was like a movie where a short little Asian girl stormed in and tried to stab a dude and then left.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't think I could stick through more than 2 episodes of that either.
James is fucking firing.
James, first of all, zing.
Want to ring the bell?
I'm taking it back. I'm taking them all back.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
I'm a loner, Daddy. Rebel. I am the walrus.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to John Hates Movies, the movie review podcast where my friends prevent me from being both creepy and depressing at the exact same time, and instead force me to watch movies. This week we have with us Eric Largent.
Tally ho.
We have Jamie Donaldson.
The 3 B's.
We have Colin McMillan.
Let me make you some sandwiches.
and we have James Barrup.
What? No, how the fuck is somebody gonna drop you on someone else's head?
And I am your host, John Barrup, and this week we watched a holiday movie?
Yeah, sure. Allegedly.
It was Bad Santa.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yes. Oh, so bad.
So bum bum bum. So parum pum pum pum.
Give me 1 second to pull up the movie and we'll do the little description.
I ain't afraid of you motherfuckers. I ain't afraid of you motherfuckers. I ain't here for no foolishness. You know what I'm saying? I ain't afraid of you motherfuckers. Does anybody else know what that's from?
No.
No.
Oh,
No.
Okay. I'll get into it in my
Sounds
review.
like Bernie Mac.
Yes, it is Bernie Mac. I ain't
All right.
afraid of you motherfuckers.
Criminals Willie and Marcus disguise themselves as Santa Claus and an elf and find work at major department stores with plans of robbing them blind. Pretty concise. That's like not really accurate.
For a Netflix
Holy
synopsis.
shit, we should,
Surprisingly accurate.
Yeah, mark this one on the calendar. Like they got it right this time.
Not really, because the movie was kind of like Billy Bob Thornton's
Existential crisis.
with this kid. I mean, and they don't even mention the kid. Anyway, starring Billy Bob Thornton, Tony Cox, and Lauren Graham. Directed by Terry Zwigoff.
I was really zwigged off by this movie.
Yo.
And
What else does Wiggoff do?
I don't know.
What can Zwigoff do for you?
Ask not what Zwigoff can do for you. Ask what you can do for Zwigoff.
To get your swig off.
So as is tradition in John Hates Movies, we're gonna let Colin, or the person who picked the movie.
No, it doesn't matter who picked the movie. We're gonna let Colin go first.
That's right. So Colin, Bad Santa.
Hi, everybody. Colin here from John Hates Movies. And I'm here today to talk to you about Bad Santa. I was combing through Netflix's choices of movies that come up when you type in Christmas, and it was just like really, just the choices were just lousy. So I chose Bad Santa because I'd never seen it, and I was like, well, this should be a feel-good comedy romp, and we'll have some fun talking about it. And it wasn't at all a feel-good comedy romp. And round about an hour and 15 minutes into it, I just went, I don't know what the fuck kind of movie this is. Like, what the fuck is it? And then around 5 minutes from the end, I was like, oh, I get it now. It's a tragedy. Which it should have been, but then they did that stupid thing at the end where
they redeemed everybody.
They just they took the whole story they just told and dumped it in the form of a pretty cheesy voiceover exposition of basically, hi everyone, I'm the main character of this movie, and this is why it's not sad, and you should feel okay about yourself.
Yeah, seriously, they filmed the movie they wanted to film, and then they made it feel good at the end. Yeah,
round about the time. I'm just going to spoil Bad Santa for all y'all at home, because I don't give a fuck. So he just gets shot in the back like 8 times by a bunch of cops at the end of the movie. He gets fucking killed by the police at the end of this movie. And around that time, I was like, I'm actually kind of down with this being a really big downer of a movie about a guy that's just a real piece of shit. And is around about the time that he gets it in his head to get right, it's just too late. And one of the reasons about that is because Billy Bob Thornton is the main guy. I'm not usually a fan of Billy Bob, but what I will say for Mr. Thornton is he goes all the way.
Oh yes.
And the first time I thought that about him was when I watched Sling Blade, proving that you can go full retard in a movie and it can be very good.
I guess it's the exception that makes the rule.
Well, Sling Blade was like his movie. He made that, and it wasn't like somebody told him, "Hey, we've got this really challenging role where you get to play this, handicapped dude that murders people." And he was like, "I'll try it." He created that. That's the kind of role that Billy Bob Thornton wants to play. So about 45 minutes into Bad Santa, I went, "Oh, I get it. Okay, this is Billy Bob Thornton doing a movie and telling a story about a guy that really hates life and just
like a total scumbag."
Yeah, and he is. He's a total scumbag. I mean, he steals someone's house.
Well, yeah, and
he wasn't using it.
Yeah, he's just borrowing it.
That's the kind of least of his infractions.
I know. That's
really
probably the least shitty thing that he does. I mean, this is not really a funny movie at all.
No.
It's not. And it's sort of sold like it's supposed to be. You've got Billy Bob smirking on the cover art, oh, he's a rascal.
Right.
They market this movie like it's Han Solo as Santa Claus. But it's not. It's this just horrible guy that is deliberately trying to drink himself to death.
Yes.
This dude says straight up in the opening voiceover that he wants to kill himself.
Yep.
And he tries, and he's interrupted by a child, and there's a minute there where it seems like, he's still got some decency left in him somewhere. And, he shows that by assaulting some people, so that's cool.
Minors. No big deal.
Yeah, I'm gonna go beat the shit out of some minors, some children.
They deserved it.
Yeah, in the most absolutely tropey after school special style. I swear, the parts of this movie that were supposed to be that weren't about Billy Bob Thornton being a piece of shit felt like they were written in the 60s.
It's a fucking Schoolhouse Rock something.
Yeah, man. It's okay, so you've got this drunk bastard, and then this dopey kid comes along. What do you think is going to happen? Except that
he's going to turn him around. He's going to have a heart of gold at the end of the movie.
Right, and I didn't hate the kid, but the problem with the kid and Lauren Graham's character, and actually every character in the movie except for Willie and Marcus, none of them really make any sense, and none of them should be there.
Yes, agreed.
You have everything you need to tell the story of some poor fucker that it robs malls, running a Santa display scam with just the 2 characters. But that's a 45-minute movie. So they had to pack a bunch of other, frankly, bullshit into this movie to make it worthy of a release anywhere other than Sundance. Lauren Graham's character makes no sense whatsoever.
Nope.
Even in the context of bartender who's flirting with the piece of shit guy at the bar, she literally should have been flirting with that other dude that tries to beat up Billy Bob Thornton in the parking lot. Like, that makes more sense because she goes over to him and he's just basically piece of shitting all over the place. And like, even a bartender with weird daddy issues is gonna pick somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, even because the way that Billy looked.
Yeah.
The way that Billy Bob looked is like she wouldn't go for that. But then the fact that he's also got a lot of baggage and he's like...
No, because he's wearing the Santa hat. She's got a Santa thing.
The Santa suit does it for
Yeah,
me.
you know
it's
what?
Like,
Santa hats cost fucking $5. She could...
Well, you know where I'll be on Christmas Eve.
I mean, she could just buy one, have it in her car, and pick a guy at the bar to go bring to her car, put the Santa hat on him, and fuck him. Like... But so you've got this, like... I mean, just, she has no character whatsoever. She is a bartender, sort of like, she might as well be like the hooker with the heart of gold, you know? She's just like heart of gold girl that likes the piece of shit main character for some fucking reason. Like, Louis C.K. in his show approached this about the whole, like, sitcom with totally unlikable main character, yet, you know, with the hot wife who loves him for some reason. Like, and that's what's going on with Lauren Graham in this movie. And every time she's on screen, I'm like, there's no point to any of those scenes whatsoever, other than like, Lauren Graham looks pretty good, right, guys? You know, at least, I mean,
Yes, you do.
I guess in minor defense, yeah, she does look very good. I mean, she's a beautiful lady. And at least they chose a woman in her 30s and not like a 25-year-old.
Yeah, actually, good point.
Like,
that's
you know what I'm saying? Like,
yes,
I'm thinking of Skye in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, you know, why some girl who apparently like does hard living out of a van, but she's like porn star hot and always looks fucking perfect. Like, that shit makes no fucking sense. And at least they didn't go that far with Lauren Graham
or her character.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, they could have cast it could have been Mila Kunis in that role, and then like if they just wanted to go all the way and just make this like the worst movie ever, they could have done that. and like, honestly, I didn't even really hate it. I'm just sort of like, what the hell's going on here? It's a little weird to watch scenes between John Ritter and Bertie Mac because they're both dead, and it's kind of like watching ghosts, you know.
Oh my Lord!
Not that ghost.
No.
Say it.
Swayze. No,
Yeah,
better with
season is
Swayze.
this problem when we watch Roadhouse.
So, we when we were reviewing Ernest Watches Christmas, what? We talked a little bit. About when we were reviewing Ernest Saves Christmas. I talked a little bit about Santa being my favorite mythological character. So, you might think that I would just really be appalled with a character like Billy Bob's character in this movie.
I would.
Yeah, I mean, one might think, oh, Colin would really hate this because he loves Santa.
Well, in past podcasts, you've also mentioned how you just can't stand any movie that has a protagonist that you can't get behind, or you can't relate to, or you just don't like.
Oh yeah, like, I mean, the protagonist with no redeeming qualities.
Yeah.
I'll at least say there's a glimmer of redeeming quality in Willie in this movie, but like, he doesn't quite get there. Now, what I have a problem with is protagonists with no redeeming qualities that for some reason we're supposed to like anyway. I really don't think they were trying to push that we're really supposed to like Willie. Like, because the way that, well, I don't know, it's sort of half and half, because like Eddie Murphy in The Golden Child, people react to him like he's some kind of hero. Like, people love him. There's no reason anybody would love him. And the interactions with the kid and with Lauren Graham are exactly like that. But Bernie Mac and John Ritter and Marcus all treat this character just like a normal person might. Be like, man, why the fuck are you coming to work drunk?
Right.
That's fucked up, man. So this sort of like toes that line. As far as, I do give it a pass on the Santa thing, because Willie is not Santa. Like,
no.
I don't like drunk Santa when Santa is Santa. You know what I mean? And it's like, haha, Santa is drunk, haha. Like, this guy is not Santa. He's just in a Santa suit. He's just
he's a mall
He's
Santa,
a mall Santa,
yeah.
exactly. So
He's worse than a monster. He doesn't even fucking look like Santa. He's skinny and has no beard. He's a
Yeah,
fucking
and
mess.
that's another issue is like you really couldn't find anybody that can crack a safe that's like at least overweight. Like, also, I don't think I don't think the character Willie really has a particularly good diet, and he drinks a lot. Motherfucker should be fat as hell. Like,
well, I mean, he smokes cigarettes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
True.
Like that's all
he's
he
on a
eats.
liquid diet.
Right.
I don't know. I'm pretty ambivalent about this movie. Like, I don't know. It's like they had this one good idea about a very sad story, which by itself might have been good, and then they really tried to just like shoehorn it into a comedy, and like they cast a bunch of funny people to tell this really sad story, and slapped a bunch of other tropey nonsense on it. I think the only thing I really liked about this movie is that Billy Bob goes all the way. He acts very much is like playing this character all the way, and he doesn't do the Clooney like wink and a smile kind of acting. And I appreciate that. Like, he plays this piece of shit guy as a real piece of shit, and he's very unlikable. So, of all things, I appreciate his performance in Bad Santa.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this is really kind of I don't know. It's not much here other than that.
Yeah, like to me, his physical acting was really believable. Like,
I agree.
He drooped his eyelids a lot, like when he was, was really lethargic with his movement. Like he played drunk or just really lethargic really well. Like
very realistic.
He looked like a junkie, really. Like, so I appreciate that. But, and I don't know, like, in a way, I kind of appreciate the way they went with Marcus, like, because he's not just a fool, he's actually a real asshole. He's a criminal. Like, he's a criminal, and he's a criminal all the way. And he's not about to have his shit fucked up by some drunk asshole. So, I don't know, it's like, the movie's not completely without value, but what do you?
But it's not that fun to watch.
No, it's not. It's
not my movie I'm going to revisit every holiday.
It's
season.
not a good Christmas movie.
No,
like this doesn't fill you with Christmas cheer. Like this isn't something that I want to like watch during the Christmas season to feel good about.
No. What? There's just a couple of moments where it's like, oh wow, the guy's actually doing what he said he would do, or something like wow, he's trying to come through, and like, but that has nothing to really do with Christmas. It's like the least Christmassy movie ever.
And it helps that it's taking place in Phoenix, just like Ernest helped that took place in fucking Orlando or whatever.
No snow, just yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what to do with this movie, honestly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that sums it up pretty well. Who's next?
I can go next.
All right, Jamie.
Okay. I watched it earlier today, and I was actually in the middle of eating lunch, so I didn't take notes. I wish I had, though, because there's a lot of weird things.
That's a
long lunch. Okay. Granted, I didn't take the whole time, but I didn't feel like taking notes, I guess.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, it was just pretty much the same tone all the way through until the last 5 minutes, like Colin said, where it's just really sad and depressing, and more so than it was supposed to be funny. And it was supposed to be funny. Now, some of the lines I did find kind of funny, where I kind of chuckled at them, mainly for the absurdness, and is using its R rating very hard. I think one of the trivia things on the IMDb page is like it uses fuck in 159 times in various contexts. And
Jeez.
So it's up there, and that's what the first thing I noticed about watching the movie is that it was so filthy. Very, very filthy. And like
the mouth you got on there, but
yeah.
Well, this mouth was on your wife's pussy last night. Dust that shit off once in a while.
Yeah, this was like season 1 South Park kind of language. Like,
man, when a woman says to you, "Man, does pussy taste like pumpkin pie?" And I says, "Woman, I never taste no pumpkin pie." Yeah, boom. Sorry, that was another Bernie Mac joke.
I think Eric's a Bernie Mac fan.
I ain't down for no foolishness. I'm afraid of you motherfuckers. Sorry, I had to. I'm just gonna do Bernie Mac jokes. That's
All right.
my review is Bernie Mac jokes for the rest of the night.
Do it.
Solid, I'm for it.
So, Colin's point again about John Ritter and Bernie Mac, how we miss them, of course. And John Ritter actually died of the thing that I actually had back in '98, an aortic aneurysm. And it's so weird. It's not like really fun. I'm not trying to bring the podcast down. I swear to God, I'm not. But like every time I see John Ritter, that's what I think of. I think of he went through the.
You think of your own mortality?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm afraid of you, motherfuckers. I hit with a foolishness.
There, but for the grace of God goes Jamie.
So like it's weird. Like every time I see him, I know that he had the exact same thing I did, and I happened to live through it. I was lucky enough to live through it, and he did not, unfortunately. I don't know. I think John Ritter was one of those guys that just like good guy John, really.
Yeah.
Like just one of those guys that never did any wrong to anybody. He had like hit show after hit show, and he was always funny, and we miss him a lot. Bernie Mac, I was kind of a fan of. I've seen a couple of his specials, and that one, what was it called? Kings of Comedy, I think he was part of that one. I've seen those. Very funny guy. I liked him in the Ocean's movies. So thought he was fun in those. I don't really know a lot of his stuff that well, though. I mean, I've seen a couple of the things once or twice, but that's about it.
Bernie Mac's great because like he couldn't be like people would be on his case if he was a comedian in 2015 because like he has comedy about slapping around his retarded son and about his like about his nephew being gay and him not liking it, like all that kind of stuff. Like he was very much of his time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's pretty rude.
But he's fucking funny. He is. He's fucking funny.
Yep. So that was, again, like Colin said, when they had like, I think it was 2 or 3 scenes together when they were just talking to each other about shit, and Bernie Mac's just kind of sitting back there, basically like he runs shit, but the other guy's the manager. I thought they worked together pretty well. It was a pretty fun kind of dynamic, but they only were together in those scenes, really. I thought they should have played them off each other more in the movie. I thought that would have made for a better movie. But this is the movie we got. We got Billy Bob Thornton's swearing at children. We have Tony Cox, Marcus, also swearing at children. He had a couple of good comebacks for Bernie Mac, which I thought that was pretty awesome.
Also murdering people. Like Tony Cox, killer.
Yeah, I guess I completely forgot. I'd seen this movie before, but it's been years, and I didn't remember anything about it. But I guess that like when he hit him with the van, I guess that killed him. That killed Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac's character.
Yeah. good distinction there.
Twist, he was doing his own stunts.
I guess I completely forgot about that. I didn't realize he died at that in the movie.
No, what happened to Store Dick? Store Dick is dead.
Dick.
He is.
And then I'm also looking at the IMDb page, and Lauren Tom was Marcus's girlfriend, the kind of crazy Asian lady. Do you know who else Lauren Tom is?
No.
Lauren Tom plays Amy on Futurama. She's
Really?
Yeah, she's a voice actress. She's done a lot of stuff, but that's probably her most notable. She does on Family Guy a lot, and I think she might have had a voice or two on The Simpsons or something. But she's primarily now a voice actor. Oh, right. Wow. She was also on Friends. She played one of Ross's wives or girlfriends or something.
Oh, the one that he left for Rachel the first.
You have to be more specific, but yeah.
No, it was the first time that. It was. Never mind.
But yeah, you know what?
Not important.
You know who I'm
Friends,
talking
about. God, Friends was such a fucking awful show. Jesus, why the fuck do I even care?
Dun, 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 dun,
No.
Enough of that.
No.
We're done.
Well, no one told you podcast was gonna be this way. Pop, 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 pop. Colin picked a fucking awful movie.
Go back to
you
Bernie
loved
Mac.
last week.
I got time for this nonsense.
It's like you're opening your second beer.
When it hasn't been your Santa, your Christmas, or even your New Year.
Nope. Okay, let's moving on.
Okay. I think I figured out where Bad Santa is in the echelon of quote Christmas movies, because this barely qualifies as a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Because Christmas movies usually make you feel good. And even like even the end of it doesn't even, it's kind of bittersweet.
Yeah,
but like
still not great.
Well, it pretty much sucked. I mean, the movie overall was pretty bad. It had a couple of funny lines, but that's really all I had going for it. I think where it stands, it's they should have marketed it as a anti-Christmas movie. Basically, it's like every Christmas, all the networks will run, Charlie Brown Christmas, Rudolph. They'll play Wonderful Life, Elf is up there, all those. And then it just gets so sweet, so diabetically sweet. And then what you do is you tag this one on the end of it. Just kind of like
chaser.
It's your chaser. Yeah,
it's your palate cleanser.
Yeah, well, not cleanser. It's like it's the whiskey to all that beer you drank beforehand. And of course, it's loaded with alcohol, so the analogy works. So I guess that's kind of how I viewed the movie. It was just overall, it was just kind of like the anti-Christmas movie. Whereas if you kind of look at it in that light, it's like, all right, I see what they're doing. I see the niche this is supposed to be. This is not something that I would watch every year.
No.
Unless it would be something like, it's like, I kind of have a drinking problem and I should watch this movie so I don't develop a further drinking problem kind of thing. Kind of a don't do this, kids. But other than that, it's like, it doesn't really have a lot of value except for a couple of funny lines. And also at the very end, they dedicated it to John Ritter, which I thought was interesting. I didn't know. I hope this wasn't his last movie. I really hope this wasn't his last movie.
It was his last movie, and we did a bit about this on the Unbearable podcast, dedicating shitty things to dead people.
Yeah.
And
that's one of my favorite bits.
maybe that can be like the closeout of this episode. But like, I found on YouTube this whole thing about smoke show memorials where like your buddy dies. So instead of like having a funeral and a reception, like the body is interred somewhere, but everybody else is on the corner in their like souped up car or truck doing fucking burnouts, and that's how they remember their buddy. It's a smoke show memorial.
What the
and
fuck?
It's real. It's fucking real.
I believe you.
Like,
we did one for the Ultimate Warrior.
Smoke Show Memorial. Yeah, the Ultimate Warrior.
Load the spaceship with the rocket fuel.
No.
But yeah, it's a real thing where you just do burnouts on the corner, and that's how you
when Colin dies,
pay
that's
respect.
It'll confuse the fuck out of his family, but I'm sure they'll get on
Oh,
board.
you're gonna sing a song with puppets like Jim Henson's funeral.
Yeah,
Fuck no.
But yeah, dedicating this movie to John Ritter was like giving him a fucking smoke show memorial.
Fuck you, Ritter!
It was a fruitcake of a fucking
well put.
dedication.
The weird thing is,
it was like re-gifting someone's dedication.
the weird thing is that on IMDb, the rating for this is 7.1 stars out of 10.
I know.
There are a lot of people who love this
Why?
movie.
I don't get it. That doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't understand it either.
I think it's like one of those things where, okay, I don't know, man. Sometimes nerds like really fixate on liking shit that sucks. And like, and I think it's one of those because like, oh, you have to like it. Why? Because it's Santa and an elf just yelling at each other. And oh, that's so great. Like, because it flies in the face of convention, we have to like it. And which is something that I fucking hate about nerd culture.
Star Wars!
Fuck you!
Star Wars has swords made of lasers, and that's cool.
Fuck you, Star Wars is great. It's fucking space wizards.
It's wizards in space, yo.
There's fucking space wizards.
Come on, guys. You're fucking... Yeah, you're giving away the ending.
Oh, no. Yeah, so, okay, yeah.
So,
I don't know.
anyway,
Nerd culture sucks.
The 7.1 rating, I would highly disagree with. My rating for this, say out of 5 stars, I would give it maybe 2. It's
Perfect score.
2 stars because, like I said,
It works if it's 4 out of 5.
it made me chuckle a couple times. but not much more than that. And I mean, I guess it's supposed to be a comedy, but it was just kind of like a filthy tragedy. So
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a tragedy with a lot of swearing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which can be funny.
So-
but
Okay.
not this time.
So Eric,
Good try,
Yeah.
guys.
let's hear it.
Yeah. Well, I suppose. So really, everything Colin and Jamie said is 100% correct. Jamie brought up in his review the amount of naughty language in the movie, which there was plenty. One thing I was like, I've heard people swear, like, you know, my entire life. Like, another person saying fuck like 10 times, that's not a big deal. What would have been a big deal is if, like Jamie said, that this was a hard R. They used their R rating on this. I needed to see some boobs. Where were the boobs?
Yeah, well, there's only one woman in this movie, and she already had a hit TV show by this time, so she was like, no, I'm not showing my tits.
Well, but like this is obviously her trying to break type, right?
I don't think so. I think this is her cashing a check.
I
Okay.
agree. I mean, this didn't do anything for her career
No,
at all.
man,
I mean,
no,
this
dude.
was...
Oh,
No.
no.
She was the mom on Gilmore
Yes.
Girls, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, like, that's why I was like, is she just like trying to break type and like get out of like everybody thinking that she's like a TV mom? And
Maybe, but Gilmore Girls was way huger than this would ever be.
yes,
Yeah,
it was.
Gilmore Girls was like a huge breakout for her. I mean, like that's the role that's gonna be buying her new pools for the rest of her life.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. So that disappointed me.
What's wrong with the old pool?
But I guess only me. I guess I was the only person that was like,
I expected that too, actually, Eric, because like,
Yeah.
all the marketing for this has like, you know, hot ass Lauren Graham on it. Like, look at Lauren Graham looking kind of slutty, and I was sure we were gonna see her naked, and it did not happen.
now, okay, it makes me sound like kind of a scumbag to be like, I want to see it, but but I do like breasts a lot. I'm not demanding to see them, but I'm saying I would have liked to.
Yeah, but boobs, okay. And this is something that's come up a couple of times on the podcast.
Yeah, every time I talk, apparently.
So here's one of the things. Boobs in movies, that's over.
No, it's
that's
not.
done.
No, it is. It is.
Yeah,
That is
that was a thing when we were growing up,
No,
but it is not a thing
it
now.
back in the 1900s, my man.
No, I mean, in when we were growing up, there were boobs in PG-13,
Yeah, I know.
and that's not a thing anymore.
The boobs aren't dead.
Boobs are dead.
No,
They're
long-lived
over,
boobs.
man.
No,
boobs are
no, they're
over.
not. They will never be over ever in the
No,
history
man,
of
like
ever.
boobs in movies are too risky. That's like, why do you think every movie is rated PG-13 now? Like, every movie's rated PG-13 because that appeals to you get the broadest
I
demographic
know.
in those seats.
I get
getting
it.
The money.
that dollar.
But this was a hard R.
Americans are afraid of sex, though.
I'm not.
We love violence. We are afraid of sex.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, as a culture. Like,
I know.
media-wise.
I know.
You can fucking have, like, 16 cops blast Billy Bob Thornton in the fucking back.
Yeah.
But no tits.
Yes. And yes, you're correct, and that's a problem because it's a big problem. So
is a
yes,
big problem.
bring back boobs. Boobs aren't dead. Bring them back.
Put away the
Shut up,
guns.
Johnny.
Bring out the titties.
I'm not doing
I'm Eric
it.
Largent, and I
I'm not
approve this
making
message.
This happen.
You heard them, listeners. Write your Congress.
Yes, right to Congress. Put away the guns. Bring out the tits.
Seriously.
And you know what? Hey,
That's just
let's
that would be good for
Yes,
life in
it
general,
would.
I feel.
to maintain,
It really would,
like,
yeah.
to
especially in today's
maintain
climate.
equality. Bring out the cock also. Let's see some dong.
Yeah, that's
I'm
all right.
Eric Largent, and I approve this
Actually,
message.
I am.
Did-
I am.
did anybody-
We are seeing more dong, and I
Did
appreciate
anybody?
Yeah, we're
did-
seeing more dong, less tits. It's
Yeah.
weird.
Did anybody else watch the HBO special with Andy Samberg, 7 Days in Hell? There was a lot of dong in that, and it was fucking hilarious. But
I'm fine with seeing Wiener.
I was
Honestly,
thinking of
like
the
it
Kevin.
doesn't
I
bother
was thinking
me.
of
No,
the,
yeah, it's-
Kevin Bacon pantsless. The Kevin Bacon thing where he talks about how he pulls out his wang on every set.
oh,
Yeah, was it Wild Things where there's like totally Kevin Bacon dong around the end of it? It's like he just leans out of the shower and his wiener's just in the wind. Yeah, and you know, Wild Things was like a very sexy movie. It was all sex and boobs and craziness, and then there's just wang at the end. And you know, but if you're like, But then you kind of think, well, that's fair.
Okay, so anyway, there's one thing I wanted to talk about. It has nothing to do with Bad Santa. I've been getting some strange
You've been getting some strange. Good going, buddy.
Yeah, just like fucking Santa last week. I've been getting some strange activity on my cell phone over the last couple weeks, and it's like they've all been dressed to somebody named Mariko, and I'm too kind to text people back and be like, you have the wrong number, or like when people call me and they're like, hey, is Jessica there or is Mariko there? I'm like, I'm sorry, you just have the wrong number. And I just hang up. But eventually I started like Google searching these numbers and I'm like, they're all from Orlando, Florida, and it's all girls calling and talking to me. What's going on here? So I got, and I've been deleting the texts as they come in. But finally one came in yesterday that's just said, hey, Mariko, I do apologize for any inconvenience on such short notice, but a family member is in the hospital and it's important that I be there. As much as I would love to have come by today, unfortunately, I need to reschedule. Is it possible if I can come by and do the paperwork tomorrow at the same time? Heart, Melanie. And I didn't text her back anything, but I had to get to the bottom of this. So you guys are going to see if you're on the internet right now, I posted something to the private Facebook page, and it's for this, I don't want to call it avant-garde. It's just some kind of like stomp like dance troupe, in Orlando where they do, it's like if Jackson Pollock met Stomp.
You know,
met
Eric,
like
Blue Man Group?
Yeah.
Eric, I clicked and I watched the first 10 seconds just while you were saying that, and it is already the most pretentious thing I've ever seen. Okay. I shit you not, listeners. It actually says an in-your-face explosion of movement and music.
Yes! Okay.
Oh, and color.
So the way I got to the bottom of this is people were addressing these texts and calls to Mariko, and so I just kind of typed in my the first 6 digits, like the 517449 of my phone number, and then Mariko into Google, and I came up with this person. And this person happens to run a dance studio, or like a dance of whatever it is, Colin. What would you call this?
Artsy fartsy
Crap.
bullshit.
Runs this fucking artsy fartsy bullshit studio in Orlando, Florida, where like women get on stage and like dance underneath paint drips, and it's like it's weird, but she's like the coordinator for it, and I've got dancers calling and texting me for like job interviews and stuff.
I don't know, dude. Like, I would never go see this.
No, and neither would I. But it's just like, it's weird. And what should I do? Should I like start like talking back to these people?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Right, but like, what do I say? Like, what? Like,
the weirder, the better. Tell them.
Oh man.
You text them back and say, okay, well, yeah, you can reschedule, but when you come, please do not forget to bring the extra fish feet.
No. I'm saying go deeper, because this is a like really artsy fartsy
Yes.
crew. So you wanna you got to be vague. You got to be like thanks for texting, guys. I'm really going through some shit right now. We'll get back to you.
oh.
Yeah.
No,
Be like,
be specific.
That's just
Well,
kind of
okay.
mean.
Awesome.
So yeah, no, I
just feeling lots of stuff right now.
I forgot to mention it. My number and Mariko's number, like she has a 6 where I have a 9, and it's really easy to mistype it.
Yes.
Right, I know exactly.
So you really gotta send these people to the interview with the weirdest stuff in the world. You have to be like, all right, but don't forget to bring, and this is very important, 2 very overly large foam rubber hands.
Right. See, and that's the thing is that it's this kind of like artsy fartsy bullshit where they're like, okay, I guess they just need me to go along with it. So whatever they need, I'll do it.
How about this one? Guys, if I can ask you a big favor, when you see me next, ask me about my cooking project, Smiley.
Yeah.
You know what? Yes, that's perfect. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Go,
This is all gold. I hope you're writing this down.
I know this seems tacky, but believe me, I'm going somewhere with this. Do you have a American flag themed leotard or swimsuit?
Yeah. Okay. So you've got it, and I'm gonna text this girl back right now.
Jeez. Oh my god. This is for real happening.
Yeah, it's for real happening.
Wait, is this the girl who had the death in the family?
Oh yeah.
Maybe
No, it's not a
start
death
with-
in the family.
Maybe
It's not the
start
death.
with
Not her.
It's the illness, though, right? Maybe start with somebody a little lower on the
Okay, I'll
sympathy
do-
scale.
Okay, I'll do a different one.
Hope he didn't die, lol.
To be fair, these people are all dancers, so there's nobody in the fucking hospital. That's a fucking lie.
There's
nobody in the hospital.
Yeah, that's just an excuse that I couldn't make it this one time. But anyway, I didn't like Bad Santa.
But I love this review.
But I love
Nice segue.
But I love getting texts from random people, and now that I know what's going on, I'm definitely playing along.
Oh, their group is called Drip.
Yeah,
Yep,
Drip
yep.
Drip
Yeah.
Orlando.
You know, when I was single, that's like the kind of shit that people would want me to come and see a show like that.
Yeah.
And I would actually be like, this person is not. It's not worth going out with this person to like watch this bullshit. Seriously, like I would be like, okay, no, we're not doing this. Like, John will remember the girl who was describing her postmodernist novel.
Yeah. Oh, fuck
to me.
postmodernism.
Yeah, that became like a trigger word for me.
Too.
Do not date. Like if they refer to anything they're doing as postmodern, postmodernism. That. Yeah, man. I'm like, don't do it. Interestingly enough, it turns out that particular woman actually is connected to my circle of friends.
Ooh.
Like, she reemerged and so
Super surprising.
No, actually, it's not. I mean, you know, local artist community. I've got a lot of weirdo friends around here, and so she's on my Facebook radar because she comments on a lot of my friends' stuff, and so I'm just secretly amused by all the shit that comes out of her mouth, and like bullet dodged for sure.
Oh yeah. So anyway, my like this is a Christmas present to me that I have a bunch of artsy fartsy dancers thinking that I'm their boss. And I'm just gonna go with it. So anyway,
this is the makings of pure gold.
Yeah,
sir.
if
this is
listeners,
better than Potato Watch.
listeners, if you want to like get some chuckles at something that shouldn't be funny, just type Drip Orlando into YouTube, and you'll see some really pretentious bullshit. Yeah. So anyway, that's my review of Bad Santa.
So that leaves us with James. James, what are you thinking?
Fuck you guys, this movie was hilarious.
No!
I did not see that coming.
Oh, Lord.
Seriously, I mean, okay, I saw this movie one time in the theater, and then I didn't watch it again until, like, pretty much today or something, whatever, when I watched it. Yeah, I guess I didn't really notice all, like, the depressed, you know, the super depressing whatever the hell, I mean...
You mean 90 minutes of the 91-minute movie?
Yeah, I mean, he's a depressed guy and he's trying to kill him. Well, you know, trying to drink himself to death. And I mean, he's not a likable guy, and that's his character. There are a lot of like fables and shit that all kind of follow that. I mean, a lot of comedic stories have the main character who shouldn't grow and is useless in almost every way. Like, you know, I mean, like the shit he says isn't charming, and the stuff he does isn't good, and it's almost always completely selfish. And because of his actions, he ends up getting in more shit than you know he would had he actually tried to do the right thing,
or even just try to be halfway decent.
Exactly, yeah. This sort of thing has been a movie, and I guess that that is really honestly not realistic, because when a person is that self-destructive and that much like doing a personal cry for help, people just avoid them. Like,
Yes.
unless they're 6 years old or under, nobody's gonna approach them and be like, "Hey, what's wrong? What's up?" No, people quit caring about you. But
Merry Christmas.
You gotta fucking make your own luck in this world. Apart from that, the fucking jokes in this movie, I mean, there wasn't like a lot of slapstick, which I liked, like they didn't stupid cheesy stuff from Ernest. There was a lot of just like the stupid shit that people would say to each other, and like Billy Bob Thornton trying to be smart when he's fucking not, everything. And just fucking John Ritter in this movie. Oh my god.
It's a shame. It's a shame that this was his last performance to me.
But his performance in this was so fucking good.
It was good.
Like that whole line was just like, and we're in the Big and Talls, and I heard someone say, you aren't going to SHIT write for a
month.
Yeah, I mean he's always had excellent delivery.
Oh my god! Like I crack up every time. Okay, I guess there was one slapstick part in this movie when they were punching each other in balls, and that fucking cracked me up.
Yeah, I got to admit that cracked me up too. When they're all just rolling around holding their balls.
That's definitely the funniest
The
part of this
fucking
movie.
dwarf gets punched in the balls. He like almost flips over. Like he's like
he like does a
I know he
handstand
falls
for a
so
second,
fucking
doesn't
great.
he?
It just cracks me up.
Okay, you know what? After second thought, I am not surprised at all that you love this movie, James.
And okay, like really, the funniest parts are the interactions between the kid and Billy Bob Thornton, because like there's a whole thing where like Billy Bob Thornton, like they're playing checkers, and you feel Billy Bob Thornton's pain in that moment, and then when the kid does the thing and he's like, "King me." Like, it's just so great because it's like complete 3-year-old all of a sudden. Fuck this game! Fuck you! Fuck everything! Fuck my life! But I realized watching this a second time, what they did with the kid was fucking genius. Because I missed this the first time I watched this, and considering this was the first watch for many of you, normally I'd expect you guys to catch it because, much smarter and more observant than I am, but whatever. So there's a kid is straight out of a like you said, a low budget TV Christmas special. The script and everything he says is straight out of one of those fucking movies. They just claw grabbed him out of there and put him in this movie, but they put him around somebody who like a real toxic person. But they didn't have him react to the toxic person. He just kept on going with his script. So like the whole thing, like,
what's the part that I didn't get?
He's not actually stupid. He's
just
from another movie.
Yeah.
He's fucking Kurt Russell's character in Big Trouble in Little China. He's a different. He is a trope. He's a living trope in that movie.
Do you think that was intentional, though, James?
I think it was completely intentional. Watching it a second time, yes. The whole thing.
If that was intentional, I do gotta give that credit.
Yeah, like, where are the reindeers? Hey, and like the whole thing where he's walking in, he's like, "Hey, Grandma, I brought Santa's here." And he's like got the fucking ski mask on and everything, and like he doesn't even like he's completely going on script. He never goes off script, and it's just so fucking great.
So it's literally like a character plucked from another movie and dropped into this one.
Yes.
Huh. I guess I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's an interesting theory.
Or maybe Billy Bob Thornton and Tony Cox are the characters that are actually dropped into a different movie, because like Bernie Mac is in the style of a Christmas movie villain. And John Ritter is the whole boy, this Santa we've got is a little weird, don't you think? Which is totally Miracle on 34th Street.
Right.
Yeah.
And like that would also explain why Lauren Graham likes this person for some reason, because everybody else in this movie is on script.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Everybody else is on script. They're real assholes. They're real scumbags.
Yeah.
Right.
They're the only real scumbag. They're from
And
reality,
everybody else is
and
from
everybody
a Christmas
else.
movie.
Right. So Willie and Marcus are dropped into this like sugary sweet Christmas movie.
Right, because like, okay, Lauren Graham is a love interest that makes sense if our main guy is Tim Allen.
Right. From Santa Claus, right.
Right, or like any other guy who's like the lovable grump, like, like Bill Murray in Scrooged, or, Tim Allen in the Santa Claus. Like, none of these guys are ever actually like real pieces of shit. They're at worst cartoon characters of pieces of shit.
Okay, I like this theory, and I think I can get behind it.
Yeah. We might be onto something here.
Almost makes you want to watch it again?
No.
No, not at all.
I said almost.
Absolutely fucking not.
It's still depressing because you're still watching Billy Bob Thornton drink himself to death. I guess that just doesn't bother me that much. But the fucking bathtub scene. No, that's a 7 to War. Is it? The fuck, I thought I got it. God damn it, I don't fucking know. I don't remember.
I just call him Bub or
or
Guy
Chief.
or Buddy. Chief.
God damn it, he figured out my secret. That's how I deal with people around work.
So, James, you like this, and would you recommend this as a watch?
I don't know. I guess. I mean, I'm not one of those people like Collins. I don't love it because it bucks the trend. I love it because I genuinely love the banter and the characters. The banter's rude and crass, but it's real and it's fucking funny.
What you call banter is like what it's like to have an alcoholic stepfather.
Once again, moving too close to reality, I guess. Because people like Billy Bob Thornton and stuff like that, they're fucking passing cars in my life. I see them, but I don't have to live with them. So they're funny to laugh at.
You laugh at a lot of passing cars,
right?
So you recommend this?
That makes me feel like
holy shit, that was a dodge and tripping.
Makes me feel like if they're passing cars, I feel like parts of my life have been like a parking lot.
Oh. James, count only blue cars.
Because I really want to see it.
Tell me all your thoughts on
okay,
Santa.
can we go back to the Friends thing? All right. Well, James, if you're tidied up, I will take us home, and then we will break for the game.
I'm very much tidied. I'll just say one last thing is that Billy, the relationship there, I actually found believable because Billy Bob Thornton was, although completely skeezy, we all know women who go for guys who really they have no reason being attracted to, but they are. And Billy Bob Thornton, although very skeezy in this movie, is an attractive man, period. Also, I mean, I don't really know why, but he apparently he is.
No, he is. He is an attractive man.
You don't marry Angelina Jolie on accident.
No, well, we don't know.
Anybody that's seen him in a straight role, like, he is an attractive man. He is.
And the other thing, I mean, if girls didn't like skeezy guys, how the fuck do you explain Daryl from The Walking Dead?
John and I once had a discussion about how, like, though we would never want to advertise this, and now I am, we got a thing for white trash girls. Like there's something about white trash girls where it's just
John,
like,
I'm gonna have to cut this too, aren't I?
Oh yeah. No, I mean we'll just end it at my main point. But seriously, I get it. I mean I can talk shit about girls all day, but seriously, I'm fucking guilty of it too. Fuck it.
I think we all are.
You can't date these girls.
But that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
it's like, you know,
it's just so attractive about garbage.
You're at 7-Eleven or whatever, and one of these like white trash girls walks in, and she's just like in a pair of sweats, and she's got her midriff showing, and like, you know, she's like swearing about something, and her hair's up in a messy bun, and you're just like,
what's up?
Yes. Women gotta feel that way too. Women gotta feel that way too. Like some dickwad rolls up in like a fucking Knicks jersey with like
with a
skull
make my
tattoo
life
showing.
any harder than it fucking is right now.
Yeah,
you couldn't make me any harder than I fucking am right now.
Like
either.
just the bottom part of the goatee, and
holy shit!
like it's a thing, man.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
gotta
it absolutely
be. You
is.
know what? It
It
absolutely
is a thing.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay.
thing.
So maybe her character is a little bit more believable, but I'm still on board with them being in a Christmas movie, but they're not Christmas movie characters. That's the one I'm going with. All right. So
It makes the most sense.
yes. So my review. First off, this movie depressed the ever living shit out of me.
Yep.
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 Have you seen it before, John?
No, this is my first time.
Yep.
Okay.
Me too.
First and only.
Yeah, first and only.
Ditto.
This movie depressed the ever living shit out of me. There is a couple of things that I do want to say that I don't think have been said about this. It comes down to basically how I feel about Billy Bob Thornton. After watching this, I've realized that every time anybody brings him up, I impulsively say that I'm not a fan. But it has occurred to me after watching this that I like him every time he's on screen. Like, I like his performances. I may not like the characters that he's playing, but his performances are always really good.
He goes all the way.
Yeah, he goes all the way.
Johnny, did you watch Fargo season 1?
Yes, I did.
Like, he was fucking great in that.
He was amazing in that.
Yeah.
And he's been good in a lot of damn things. I liked him in, what was that Sam Raimi heist movie?
Simple Plan.
Simple Plan.
Yeah, he was
Like
good in that.
Simple Plan.
God damn, talk about depressing.
Yes. I mean, I've liked him in almost everything that I've seen him in. Not his characters. His characters have created the appropriate amount of disgust.
I mean, he essentially is a character actor.
Yes,
you know,
and
like
he's a really good
not,
one.
Yeah, like he's not playing like the dad that everybody loves in any movie ever. You know, like
and his characters are not always disgusting.
No,
like the only times I really dislike Billy Bob is like less popular Coen Brothers movie, Intolerable Cruelty. He's in that briefly as like an oil tycoon or something that marries Catherine Zeta-Jones, and he's just sort of Southern dude in that. And I was like, Billy Bob Thornton. But anytime he plays a challenging role, I'm in.
Yeah, I'm on board for Billy Bob. Another thing that I actually kind of appreciated about this movie that maybe goes with the... I don't even know how to say this, because overall this is a bad movie and you should not watch it. It's not great. There's plenty of funnier movies out there that have the kind of feel that this movie was, I think, going for. If you want to watch a stupid-ass, dumbass comedy, there's like a whole litany of Adam Sandler movies that you can just pop right in. You know?
And he just keeps making them.
Or something like crude, but like newer would be like the Horrible Boss movies, I think would be a good fit for like... If you watch this, but you like that kind of humor, but this wasn't really your fit, that would be kind of your movie.
Right. And I'm sure you could just, I mean, it probably has as much Christmas relevance as this movie does.
Just about.
But the one thing that I do kind of appreciate, and I'm putting a question mark at the end of that because I'm not really sure if it's worth it. When Billy Bob's character is engaging with the kid, he answers every single one of his questions. He never just tells him to shut the fuck up and go away, except for like when the scene is obviously done.
Yeah, that's true.
And for me, I don't know why that saved the movie for me, but it did. Like, not in a way that I think that this was even remotely good, but at least made it watchable for me, because I do not do well with these kinds of movies, because I don't, the humor is not my kind of humor. And the protagonist is not my kind of protagonist, and the premise is not my kind of premise. So all in all, this was just a terrible this was a movie constructed to basically make John hate everything about it.
The fact that you actually got through it, though, is kind of surprising.
Well, and the only reason I did is because whenever he engaged with the kid, it was like real. He was swearing at the kid and he was yelling at the kid, but it was always an answer. It was always a response. It was never just shut the fuck up and go away. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
I almost didn't get through this movie.
Yeah, I really wasn't paying attention for the second half of this movie.
Like, half hour in, I was like, I don't really want to finish this.
Ditto. Like, exactly the same thing for me. Like, I just kind of mentally checked out of this movie.
Anybody that's listened to this podcast like more than twice knows that me not making it through a movie is like fucking crazy.
Yes. Yes, it is.
I love everything.
He does.
I did not love Bad Santa.
Well, so I think there's no way to condemn this movie harder than to say that Colin didn't like it. So I think we'll leave it at that.
And it's in James' top 5.
It's not one of my top 5, but I did.
It needs way
not get
more
too crazy.
dick jokes in order to hit his top 5. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break, and we will be back in a little bit.
Back in 5.
Back in 5.
Game.
All right.
Game.
Well, it's getting closer and closer to Christmas.
Huh.
What's the matter now?
I don't know. I thought South Dakota would have everything I'm looking for, and it's been great so far, but it's almost Christmas and it's 60 degrees out here.
Well, we had to move to get rid of that weird Vlarf guy. Besides, do you really miss the cold?
I miss the snow.
Then have I got great news for you!
How'd you find us?
Who cares? Introducing the new Vlarf Industries self-festivizing turbo lawn with edible shrubbery. Same great taste, but with half the calories of normal shrubbery.
I am intrigued, sir. How does it work?
I'm gonna get my gun.
I'm glad you asked. Every Vlarf turbo lawn is covered in cultures of explosive mold. Every year, these colonies explode, spreading millions of flake-like spores, covering your yard in what looks like and smells like real snow. Also, you can get it traditional white and white and brown for that city look.
Hey, honey, look outside. Our lawn looks just like Detroit in the winter.
Great.
Call Vlarf Industries and get your new turbo lawn today. Warning, ingesting edible shrubbery may cause early onset dementia and other cognitive disabilities.
Leave my family alone.
That's Vlarf Auto Festivizing Turbo Lawn with edible shrubbery. Same great taste as always, but with half the calories of normal shrubbery.
Same great taste as always, but with half the calories of normal shrubbery. Same great taste as always, but with half the calories of normal shrubbery. Put it on your casserole, spread it on your cornflakes, there are ghosts inside your bowl, swimmer up your coffee. Same great taste as always, but with half the calories of normal shrubbery. Same great taste as always, but with half the calories of normal shrubbery. It has many vitamins, trees are laughing at you. Wonder where the toothpick grows, this shrub is delicious. They all want your turbo lawn, hide it from the neighbors. Love knows all that you have done. Have a Merry Christmas. Have a Merry Christmas. Same great taste as always, but with half the calories of normal shrubbery. Same great taste as always, but with half the calories of normal shrubbery.
Welcome back, everybody. It is now time for your favorite part of mine. It is now time for the game. And
Hooray!
It's game time.
So, this week, Colin is running the game for us. Colin, tell us, what do you got?
Hello, I'm Colin from John Hates Movies. Hi-ho! Hi-ho! Hello! Thank you for inviting me into your home. This week's game, we are, because speaking of low-energy choices, Bad Santa, a roaring success of a holiday movie starring Billy Bob Thornton. So we are going to cast Billy Bob Thornton in some of our own holiday movies You're going to pitch your holiday movie starring Billy Bob Thornton to me, and I will pick the winner. Very simple. For example, you might say, well, I'm forming an Arbor Day movie where Billy Bob Thornton is a tree that teaches everybody the magical meaning of Arbor Day. I wouldn't watch that, but I don't know.
Damn, you took mine.
No! I knew Arbor Day was a risky choice. All right, so who's ready? Who wants to go
I'm
first?
ready.
Johnny's ready. Johnny, pitch me your movie starring Billy Bob Thornton.
All right. This is probably going to be a direct-to-Netflix release, or, instead of, direct-to-video or DVD, because I don't think that's a thing people say anymore. McDonald's presents
Oh boy.
Billy Bob Thornton.
Oh boy.
A Nugget Ween. That's right.
Shut up and take my money.
Billy Bob Thornton plays Ronald McDonald in this harrowing tale of the day that Nugget Ween almost didn't happen. That's right.
I'm glad it's got a name now.
I'm from the government, and I'm here to inspect your chicken nuggets.
That's right. Starring the Grimace, and Birdie's gonna make a triumphant comeback, and we're gonna have Sexy Hamburglar in there, of course. But this time, Sexy Hamburglar, instead of stealing burgers, is stealing nuggets from the kids in the neighborhood. And Billy Bob
The
McDonald.
Nug Burger.
You can steal my nuggets.
Is Margot Robbie the Nug Burglar?
Please tell me everybody goes around calling them Nugs.
Patty Nugs. The Nug Burglar.
Oh, actually, you know what? That would be fucking perfect. Instead of it's like Bonnie and Clyde, but it's the Hamburglar and the Nuggler.
The Nuggler. Oh my god.
So and there's
That sounds like an ICP thing.
But how,
It's a nuggalo.
but how do you nuggle working family?
So they steal all the kids' nuggets, but Billy Bob McDonald and the Grimace and the Grimace and Birdie and the neighborhood kids, of course, save the day and manage to return all the nuggets to the houses so that everyone can have a happy Nugget Ween.
Enjoy your nugs, everybody. Wow.
Yeah, and Birdie is, of course, played by Bernie Sanders. I feel that it is everyone's right to get the equal amount of nuggets. It is important that we give those, the least of us among us, the most amount of nuggets.
A small population, part of the population, has the largest collection of nuggets, and in the 21st century, that's just wrong. It's just wrong.
The real fun happens when they visit the Coke House.
All right.
Gotta love the Coke House.
Starting out strong with Johnny's Nugget Ween.
Wow, that is wow.
Who wants?
You gotta mark the calendar twice.
Who wants
started
to-
out strong.
Yeah. Who wants to follow that and basically throw the game? Tough act to follow. Who's next?
I'll go next.
Jamie's got it.
All right. This April 27th, it's coming. Wait a minute.
I'm on board.
That's actually a line
I
in the
don't know
trailer.
what it is.
Oh, no.
Nor do I even
I'm
know
in.
what's happening
Oh, my God.
on April 27th.
Oh my god, I'm in.
April 27th, Billy Bob Thornton works for a temp agency. He's going to be a receptionist for 3 months. His boss, Katherine Heigl, is a take-no-nonsense journalist.
Sure.
And her asshole boyfriend, hey, let's reunite Seth Rogen and Katherine Heigl. Seth Rogen
All right.
and Billy Bob Thornton just gets everything wrong. He is screwing up schedules. He is, pissing in the houseplants. He's Oh God, where am I going with this? He's rude to customers or not customers, people calling on the phone, and okay, this isn't really strong. But how about
wait, Secretary's Day?
Administrative Professionals Day.
Oh,
this April 27th.
Administrative Professionals Day. Very good. Next.
All right. Coming this fall, this next October, is the true story of the discovery of America. Billy Bob Thornton plays Christopher Columbus in Columbus Day, the movie. See Billy Bob Thornton think he lands in Japan when he really lands in Cuba, and then demands that all the Cuban people give him 10 pounds of gold every day to not be his slave. And when there aren't 10 pounds of gold for all the Cubans on Cuba, he makes them his slave. Oh, that's a bummer. And then watch as Billy Bob Thornton has sex with a Cuban girl and gives her a disease that Cubans aren't immune to. And okay, and I'm just gonna cut that short right here. Coming next October, Columbus Day, starring Billy Bob Thornton.
Wow. A very historically accurate and awful Columbus Day.
Yeah.
Yikes.
That's great, but who's playing the Cuban woman?
Mila Kunis.
All right.
She could.
Well, shit, I'll go then.
I'd see that.
Okay, so we got Nugget Ween, we got Administrative Professionals Day, we got Columbus Day. James, what have you got?
I had something dynamite, but I got this instead. Coming next Christmas, it's Terminator Part 6, starring Billy Bob Thornton as the T-85,000. Against Arnold Schwarzenegger. He is the new transforming Terminator, because it's Terminator Transformers Christmas
From director Michael Bay.
What was the really dynamite thing that you
Stanley.
had?
Nothing.
Oh,
Richard
And the
Stanley.
holiday with what again?
Script by Richard Stanley.
Richard Stanley. He filmed it while he was lost in the bush.
Billy
he wrote this on some tree bark.
Billy Bob Thornton plays a transforming robot from the not too distant future and also the planet Cybertron, who looks like a human but hates Christmas. And through the giving acts of Optimus Prime and the T-1000, he learns the true meaning of Christmas and turns into a Christmas tree.
Oh, jeez.
At the end. Credits. This will win several awards.
He transforms into a Christmas tree?
He's a transformer.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's transforming Terminator.
Just making sure.
Wow. Well, it was.
We certainly made this easy
That
for
was
you.
very inspiring. Do I even?
It sounded so much better in my head. I don't know why I couldn't spit it out.
All I could think of, so Richard Stanley writing Terminator Christmas on tree bark. The first thing I thought was, well, the concept art looked really great though. Obviously, Nugget Ween is the winner. John,
Yes.
John wins the game.
Fantastic. Well, guys, I have a special treat for you.
Is it candy?
No, and it's not nuggets either. Instead of a movie, our next episode is going to be a Christmas episode.
Yay!
And we'll have Terminators and Transformers.
My favorite.
Boom, 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 boom.
Bum, 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 bum.
Boom. Okay.
Oh.
I think you guys have a different idea of Christmas than I do.
Fucking Star Wars Christmas!
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first. The next episode you're going to be listening to after this one is going to be our yearly Christmas special.
I'm dreaming of a dark Christmas.
And if you can't tell, we're going to be doubling it up this time thematically with a very special release that is happening. Actually, probably while you're listening to this episode right here, there'll probably be a midnight showing in your area of the Star Wars
You're
movie.
Not fucking getting
You can waste time with your friends later.
Yeah. So that's right, folks. Christmas is coming to John Hates Movies, and you guys can all be a part of it. So
tune in next week. Tell your fucking friends. Tell your mom and dad. Tell everybody, because it's going to be a fucking humdinger. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
it's going to be a good one. Don't and disregard me using the term humdinger from the 20s. Like, it's going to be a good one.
It's going to be
it's going to be a
gas.
Yeah, I'll suck you right in the face and you'll stay plastered.
Hoot nanny!
Yeah, it'll be a real hoot.
Good night, everybody.
It's fucking Christmas. It's fucking Christmas.
It's fucking Christmas. John Hates Movies.
Christmas time.
John Hates Movies. Star Wars Christmas.
Oh.
John Hates
It's all
Movies.
staying in, right?
Oh, yeah.
I like the Wookiee.
Christmas. It's Christmas. It's dun-dun-dun-dun.
This Christmas special is going to be delivered by hand. Solo.
Oh.
Christmas.
Do your George Lucas.
Oh yeah, we got to hear the
Christmas. Dun,
Christmas,
dun, dun,
Christmas,
dun, dun,
Christmas,
dun,
Christmas,
dun,
Christmas,
dun, dun,
Christmas,
dun,
Christmas, Christmas,
I promise you, this is not going to be what the special is.
Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas.
A great big thank you to our staff graphic artist, Tabby Walters, the Weekly Cast, and our listeners. You can listen to our podcast on iTunes, the Stitcher app, through YouTube, or directly on our website. Feel free to send us a movie review suggestion. Every third episode is Listener Appreciation, where we choose from your suggestions. You can reach us through social media, either by liking our Facebook page, John Hates Movies YouTube channel, or following our Twitter at John Hates Movies. Our music was composed by Kevin MacLeod. You can find this track and many more on his website, incompetech.com. Thanks for listening, and tune in next week to hear someone say...
And on a somber note, this podcast is dedicated to James Bryan Hellwig, the ultimate warrior. Now your bones rest with the bones of the ones who have come before you. The Unbearable Podcast sends up a smoke show in your honor.
Exit stage left! Exit stage left! There is no place to rest! All the fuses in the exit site have been burned out! And there's only one fate and air pathway to SummerSlam, and it deals with pain and destruction and recapturing the Intercontinental Belt. You ravishing Rick Rude will feel that pain, feel that power at SummerSlam as the Warriors claw and stretch all over the back of the Ultimate Warrior and tell me to do what is rightfully right and wrongfully wrong. Take the Intercontinental Belt back. Take it back to parts unknown. Load the spaceship with the rocket fuel. Load it with the Warriors, because after SummerSlam, the belt will be mine!